A while back, I made a video about the reason that LED light bulbs burn out so quickly. And I just wanted to share my experience and frustrations with the LED light bulbs. But to my surprise, thousands of you commented. People from all walks of life, homeowners, renters, electricians, engineers, scientists, even a few CEOs. And for the most part, they said the same thing. LEDs don't last like they used to. And that's what today's video is about. I tried almost all the suggestions that were mentioned, the different brands, the hacks, the tests, and more. And after all the extensive searching and testing, the results are 3 top solutions that work the best. And out of those 3 top solutions that I tested myself, one of them actually stopped my LED burnout completely. So I'm going to show you what those top 3 solutions are and the one that I ended up using for myself. So let's get started. First, I want to say thank you for all the comments you guys left. Even with the occasional troll, the comment section was full of smart, helpful suggestions from people who've tried real-world fixes and tests on LED light bulbs. And almost everyone that commented agreed that the parts failing inside the bulbs, whether it's the LED chip, the driver, or other electronic components, and the data backs it up, but the number one reason the LED bulbs burn out early is heat. Now we know that it has to do with the inferior components that are being used, along with the LEDs being overdriven at high capacity. Those things together are just a disaster waiting to happen. The bulb might feel cooler to the touch on the globe compared to an incandescent bulb, but inside the base, the heat just builds up on those tiny circuits, and when they get too hot, they begin to fail. Now, some people did mention that the LED bulbs that are made and sold in Dubai with quality parts never burn out. Well, since I don't live there and don't plan on going there soon, I need another solution. And another person had mentioned that if they made the parts good like they did originally, then the prices would be so high we couldn't afford them. Well, I understand that, but it shouldn't be that way. So, the number 3 most popular solution is don't use LEDs in enclosed fixtures. Okay, yes. Using an open fixture helps them stay cooler. And I've tried that. It worked a little bit, but definitely not every time. I still had burnout, but not as much. And here's my problem with that. I didn't want to replace all my light fixtures, and in reality, most people can't or don't want to do that. Not only could it cost thousands of dollars, but you might not be able to find matching fixtures. And I don't want my lights to look like this. That doesn't make for a peaceful atmosphere in the house. And all you husbands know exactly what I mean. Well, the number 2 most popular solution was drilling holes in the bulbs to vent heat or just leave the globe off of them. Many of you mentioned it and said it helped. And yep, I tried it. I gave it a shot, and while it did work much better, it was a total pain. I messed up a few bulbs, and honestly, it's not something that I'd recommend for the average person. Not only that, but our upstairs alone has over 50 light bulbs. So that was not a good solution for me, or probably many others. And with components inside, they were too easy to hit with a drill bit. So it wasn't safe, it wasn't easy, and it's not worth the time. And now some of the bulbs have glass globes on them, so you can't drill through them. So here's a solution that worked for me and so many others who commented. Use a dimmable bulb that's rated for enclosed fixtures and install a dimmer switch. And that part is key. Turning down the dimmer just a little bit. That way you don't run the bulb at 100% brightness all the time. Since I started doing this, I've had 0 LED burnouts. None. Not one. And think about this example. If you have a truck with a small engine and it's pulling a big load behind it, you might have to run that engine at full throttle or full blast to pull that load. And eventually it overheats the engine and it quits working. But if you had a truck with a much larger engine and more powerful, you don't have to use as much throttle or press on the gas as much to pull the same load because of having more power. And you have less stress and no overheating of the engine. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, I don't want a dimly lit house. And I get it. We like a bright home too. Who wants to live in a cave? So here's how to work around that. If you like the brightness of, let's say, a 60 watt light bulb, put in a 75 watt equivalent bulb, then dim it down slightly to match the brightness of a 60 watt bulb. Here's a more detailed breakdown. I use daylight bulbs because I like the brightness, the 5000K dimmable LED bulbs. A 60 watt LED typically produces about 800 lumens at full power. A 75 watt LED, the same type of bulb, produces about 1100 lumens at full power, and a 100 watt equivalent LED bulb typically produces about 1600 lumens at full power. So if you have the 60 watt light bulb, the LED, and it's producing about 800 lumens, put the 75 watt in there at full power, it'll produce 1100 lumens. Turn it down 75% and that still gives you about 825 lumens of brightness. The same amount as the 60 watt light bulb that you enjoy, but you're only using it 3/4 power. Now you put 100 watt in there that's normally 1600 lumens, turn it down at 50% power with your dimmer, and you still got the 800 lumens. This way your bulb is running cooler, it's under less stress, and you get the same brightness that you're used to. Problem solved. And as I said, since I started doing this, I have had 0 LED light bulb burnouts. None, not one. And I didn't have to go to Dubai to purchase the good bulbs. So many of you might be saying, hey, I don't want to hire an electrician to put in dimmer switches. Well, you don't have to. If you've never installed a dimmer switch before, don't worry. It only takes about 15 to 20 minutes to install one. And I've got a full tutorial video showing you how to do it step by step, even if you've never installed one before. It's not difficult to do. I'll put a link to it right up here. This small upgrade will save you time, money, and hassle for years to come. And it's not so much the cost of the LED light bulb that's frustrating. Sometimes, like a few of mine, are you have to get a ladder or they're over stairs and they're very difficult to reach. Plus, this will make your house more comfortable because you can lower the lights even more if you want to have the lights lower, like if you're watching TV or a movie or you're looking at a computer screen. So some final thoughts. I mean, like I said in my first video, returning the bad bulbs, maybe the companies will get the point, but I doubt it. As long as they're still making high profit off all these LED bulbs using probably cheap labor and cheap components, they're going to keep doing it. And a lot of people just don't want to take the time to try to return them. So this isn't just your problem. It's our problem. And while manufacturers might not fix it anytime soon, we can. So thanks to everyone who commented and shared your ideas to help make this follow-up video possible. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to hit my goal of 100,000 subscribers, and I'm going to have a tool and product giveaway when I reach it. I've talked to some manufacturers, and they're going to help me with this giveaway. I've got a lot of great videos coming up to help you repair and improve things around your house without having to hire anyone else. Even if you don't have any experience, I'll help you through it. And leave a comment below and tell me if this method has helped. Let me know what tricks work for you. And if you've had any wins with preventing LED burnout. And don't forget to check out my other videos. One might be just the video that you need for the project that you're working on. Thanks for watching. You take care and God bless.